Hey guys, I'm going to do a little intro for Goformative.com. Um, this is a website that I use for assessment or just for regular grades in the classroom. When you sign up, you will go to Goformative.com. You may sign up through Google Clever or even a password and a username. So after you do that, you're going to get in to Goformative. The first thing you want to do is go to classes and create your classes. As you see, block 1 has already been created. To add another block, you would just click on new class, fill in these things, and then push create, okay? You may choose a color for each block if you want. However, as soon as you create the block, it's going to give you this. You can either give your kids the link or just the code, or you manually can do it by the first, last name, and the things they ask you for to add a student. I've never manually did it. I just give them the code, okay? So after your kids start getting in your block, when you push the down arrow, you'll see all their names under there. You can also change their passwords and things like that. That's pretty easy to figure out, okay? The next thing that's very important you do after you get your blocks in and get your kids in is to go to the right corner where your initials are. You want to go to settings, and if you're very standard heavy and your data depends on a lot of the things you do, you want to select your standard, okay? Definitely find your state and find your standards. We are in North Carolina, so I'm going to go, whoops, what happened? North Carolina. And then I'm going to go up and find my content. Math 2018 is the most recent standards. Click your grade, and there they are. So I'm going to confirm and exit, okay? So here's my standards. As you saw, there was many standards you could look for. So if you had to teach something else, then pick your standards. These things are through premium. You must pay the premium to get all the other goodies, okay? After you get your standards, you can then start looking at formatives, okay? Formatives is where you're going to put in your activities or your assessments. This little button here is to add folders. The one thing that myself and other teachers like to do is to make their activities into folders. So here I have exit tickets and warm-ups. If I want to put in a warm-up, I also might want to do it by months or weeks, because if you have all your formatives in one place, it's hard to find the one you're looking for if they all have similar names. So I do mine by month. So if I go into August, I want to put in a formative. So you go to new formative, okay? When you get into new formative, you're going to see a bunch of different options. Let me go back, sorry. Right here, you're going to see PDF and a lot of other things you can do. Now, you can upload a PDF if you want to and go from there, or you could just pick and put them in by hand. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to go back and show you. However, make sure you label your formative what you want it to call and what you want the kids to see it. So here's one that's been uploaded through a document. If you upload a document, this is what you're going to see. This is a PDF. You want to click on number 1. You can type the question if you want. Our kids just put the answers because they do it before they go into Goformative. So we don't really need to put the whole question for a document. So you can put the different ways they can put it in. You can tag your standard just by clicking on it. Do number 2 the same way, which is multiple choice. Click your answer, tag your standard. And number 3 also, which is number 3, this time multiple choice again. And you can pick your answer and tag your standard, okay? Now, after you do that, this is a document. It don't have to be a document, but right here where the little eyeball is, you can click on this and you can see what your kids will see on their end to see if you did something right or wrong or you need to make a change. So our kids do the warm up, they come in, they put in their answer, click A or B, and they submit. At that point, we get their submission, okay? Now, if you don't want to waste documents and you want to hand put them in, here is how you put them in. You will just choose multiple choice, whatever it is, type your question and put your answer choices. Again, tag your standard if you want to keep up with your standards. If it's not a multiple choice and you want to do a short answer one, you type your question again, put your answer in. Remember, if it's more than one way you might can get that answer, you want to put all ways that you'll take, because if not, it only takes your way. Again, tag your standards. Again, the little eyeball shows you what that looks like if you're previewing as a student. Okay. Now, again, label it what you want to see it. Now, to assign it, you're going to click Assign. As you see, I've already assigned it to block 1. After you click on it, whoops. Down here lets you open and close it, okay? So I already had this open, and these are your choices. After submission, return scores, return correct answers. I don't do correct answers or scores most of the time because we go over them and they kind of can grade themselves. But if you want them to keep up with that too, it's definitely there. If you want to close it, make sure you're closing it after the day unless you want them to be able to do it at home. I do allow warm-ups to be done at home. That's why I leave it open. A test, you would definitely close it. Now, after you open it, you can view responses. So here is, I'll go to totals. Here is what you will see. So because I tried it, I didn't answer number 1, but I answered number 2 and got it right. This will show you each kid's answers and help you see what score they got. You can click on it and it will also tell you what it was. So obviously I had that correct. So give myself 1 point there. And all your other blocks will be shown there too. You can click on the individual score answers for each question or just the totals. Okay. Now, going all the way back, this is inside August, but you can also keep up with your others. Now, remember, there's only 20 uploads is free. If you upload 5 pages, you have 5 uploads that it took away from you. Work together as a PLC to put those in, and you may share them with your PLCs, and it does not take away from your downloads. So for example, here is the warm-up we put in. If I want to share that, I'm gonna go to the share button, and right here, I'm gonna give a copy using the link or even the code. I'm going to copy the code, and you can send that to your team. All they have to do is take that code, put it in the quick code go, and it says, do you want to clone? And you'll click clone. And then you can manipulate it any way you want after that. So work together. Don't take all the downloads and leave yourself with none. If anything is incorrect, later you can change it and it will still give your kids credit. For money, we tell the kids no $signs unless you're going to put them in with it. Now, also in Goformative, you have a tracker, which is why I mentioned to put up your standards. I like to use standards and tags to make sure I can better put the kids in groups and help them. You normally will only have 17 days that you can look at without the premium. However, this is what it will look like if you get the premium, so you can see more things. But I do like the way the tracker looks. It helps me with relooping, and it would help you keep up with those kids that you want to get over that bubble into the right place, okay? Now, not only do you have a tracker, you have a library. You may look for formatives that's already been made in your content, and it will automatically put it in your tracker, not your tracker, your formatives, and you can assign it to your kids. So don't forget to look at the library. It's very useful. I think it's really good, especially for reading and science. For math, you might have to manipulate stuff, but either way, you do have a library that you can look at, okay? But I love the tracker. You can also look at formatives individually, but that's a lot to keep up with this way. I mainly use it for standards and tags, okay? So we've looked at adding classes, putting in standards, putting in a formative, open and closing formatives, the tracker, and the library. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to help you.